这个故事如果你听起来不累，那么你的听力水平在生活中是完全够用的。要持续提升英文，记得点击订阅按钮。我们开始吧。
I want to tell you about a single motion that once carried the weight of a man's future. Before clocks ruled the day and before paper carried promises, people lived by what others saw. Stone walls held cities together and dirt roads held memories. A person could travel far but could never escape a damaged name. In that world, a man learned early what mattered. Strength mattered. Loyalty mattered. But above all, honor mattered. A knight did not wake thinking about glory. He woke thinking about survival. Cold crept through the room. Fire was weak. Armor waited. He dressed slowly. Metal rang softly. Each piece added weight. Each piece stole comfort. The final piece was always the glove. The gauntlet was not made to feel good. It was thick and unforgiving. It covered the hand like a promise you could not take back. When the gauntlet was on your hand, your touch became a threat. People today think battles began with shouting. Most began with silence. A look held too long. A word spoken too sharp. Insult did not need to be loud. It only needed witnesses. A man might laugh at another. He might question his courage. He might hint that his blood was weak. Once spoken, those words could not be pulled back. Everyone waited for what came next. Walking away was safe. Walking away was also a sentence. From that day on, people would remember. They would remember how your eyes dropped. They would remember how you chose comfort. So some men chose differently. They reached to their wrist. They pulled free the gauntlet. They felt air touch skin again. Then they threw it down. The glove hit the ground with a sound that carried farther than a scream. It was dull. It was final. That sound cut through the crowd. Talk stopped. Movement slowed. The message was clear even to those who could not read. This is not over. This will be answered. This is where Throw Down the Gauntlet was born. The glove did not attack anyone. It invited danger. It forced a choice. The other man now stood at the edge of himself. If he stepped forward and picked up the glove, he accepted the challenge. Steel would follow. Pain would follow. If he turned away, the ground would keep the glove. The crowd would keep the memory. There is an old tale told quietly in taverns. A young knight once served under a seasoned warrior. The older man spoke little. But when insult came, he never hesitated. One day a noble mocked the old warrior's past. He laughed and called his victories luck. The square filled with people pretending not to listen. The old warrior removed his gauntlet and dropped it at the noble's feet. The noble froze. He had power. He had guards. But in that moment none of it mattered. He did not pick up the glove. Later that night the young knight asked why. The old man said some battles are won before blood is spilled. Years later the young knight faced his own test. He stood in a hall lit by fire. A man with wealth and friends spoke over him. Jokes landed. Laughter followed. The young knight felt small. He also felt anger burn clean and bright. He remembered the sound of leather and iron. He reached down and threw his own gauntlet. The room changed. Laughter died. Eyes sharpened. The wealthy man stared at the glove. Time stretched. He bent slightly, then stopped. He walked away. That night the young knight understood something. Courage does not always lead to violence. Sometimes it ends it. As years passed, armor vanished. Guns replaced swords. Words replaced weapons. But the phrase lived on. Throw down the gauntlet moved from dirt floors to desks and streets. It came to mean a bold challenge. A clear stand. A moment when comfort is no longer enough. A leader throws down the gauntlet when they take responsibility. A worker throws it down when they speak truth. A parent throws it down when they protect what matters. The heart reacts the same way it always did. Pulse quickens. Hands feel light. Fear whispers reasons to wait. There is always a pause. That pause is ancient. It belongs to every person who ever stood, watched, and judged. You may never hear iron strike dirt, but you know the feeling. A conversation you avoid. A chance you delay. A line you let others cross. Life places the gauntlet in front of you quietly. No crowd. No armor. Only a choice. To leave it there. Or to throw it down. The story has traveled far. It has not grown weak. Throw Down the Gauntlet still asks the same question. Who will you be when it matters?
能以非母语者的身份专注学习到现在，这本身就是很棒的进步。真诚感谢你的观看。如果你觉得本期内容实用，点赞或留言让我知道你的想法，这对我持续创作非常重要。我们下期见。